You know the movie, but do you know the man? Dave Hanson's iconic image is from the picture Slapshot.
Well, again, when I put the glasses on, I just get bombarded with the hockey chicks. It's incredible.
Seeing the flashbacks, huh?
You know what it's done? It's really allowed probably an opportunity for me to continue to go out and put the glasses on and put the Chiefs jersey on and the foil on and just have fun with people.
That happens when you're in a hit movie that happens to star Paul Newman.
He was just a guy you liked to buddy around with, and that's how he was. He was a buddy. Certainly there was no question that he was the star of the film when he was on set, but he didn't make anybody feel like that. He had no ego. Would come in with sneakers and a T-shirt on and his coffee, and that eventually would turn to, let's crack a beer later and hang out.
That may have provided a profile, but Hansen is, with or without Slapshot, an interesting story. He grew up in a St. Paul neighborhood, a neighborhood that he still feels.
The neighborhood's still the same. I mean, there's houses of kids we went to school with, and the streets are the same. It's great to be back, though, huh?
Yeah.
Geez, I don't know, what door do we go in? That's the old school there. That's where we went.
Yeah.
And on this day, we walked the halls of his high school, Humboldt.
Before I got here, I was driving around, and oh yeah, that's where so-and-so lived, and that's where so-and-so lived, and remember when we went over and did that there, and this and that. It's just a great time, great neighborhood, great place for a kid to grow up.
It's his kind of place where he flourished, not just as a hockey player, but more. I mentioned you were not just a hockey player, though. You played all three sports.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much the norm for anybody that was an athlete here. You were a three-sport athlete, and the neat thing about that was that often you had pretty much the same coaches for all three sports, and so you created a bond, with these guys, and they got to know you almost as well, if not oftentimes better than your parents did, because you spent so much time with them. Which girls did you have? Because I didn't have any of them. I think you had them all.
Yeah, what was he like in high school?
Boy, we were a wild bunch. Dave was a tough guy. Yeah. Everywhere we went, even before his fame now,
Even before he was a tough guy, he was a tough guy.
Yeah, but when he showed up, everyone knew Dave Hanson was there, because he was a tough guy. He ran over people, that's in high school, in sports, but, and as a student, he was a really good student. He was real popular. He was in a lot of activities, so he was, he was an all-around guy.
He takes time to sit and visit with that foundation that helped create him. You sense that when you grow up in this neighborhood, you are forever bonded by your roots, by your experiences.
He was a great person, a great competitor. I didn't know he was going to get as big as he is, but he had great control of his skates, great control of his hands and his body. Every once in a while, he got a little out of hand with some of the opposition, but that goes with the territory. Great kid to try to coach. Wonderful.
When he left high school, he ended up with another St. Paul hockey name, a coach, Herb Brooks, whose statue in St. Paul begged to visit on a recent trip home.
Herb Brooks actually bought my first pair of brand new skates for me.
Did he?
Yeah,
Really?
Folks couldn't afford it, and Herbie used to watch me in high school. And
Brooks, the East Sider, was a symbol to Hansen.
he understood what it really means, what it's all about, and it's for the kids. Everything he did was always for the kids, and he had his ways of going about doing it. But if there's any way that he could bring the best out of a kid and make him exceed more than the kid ever thought he could do, that's what Herbie was good at.
He moved on. From Minnesota to minor league hockey, to a shot with the hometown team, the North Stars, where he played for another Minnesota hockey icon, Glenn Sonmore.
It was a fun time. One of the funnest times a part of it was I had an old coach, Glenn Sonmore, who certainly is a legend of his own here in the Minnesota State, and just one of my most favorite coaches to play for, just an inspirational guy.
But it was in minor league hockey that his legend grew.
Steve Carlson and I had gotten thrown out of a game due to some altercations that the commissioner didn't like the game before, so we were sitting up in the press box and playing at home in Johnstown against the Philadelphia Firebirds, and Jeff Carlson, who, Jeff and Steve Carlson were my brothers in the movie, more or less bench clearing brawl and started getting ganged up on by a couple of tough guys from the Firebirds. So Steve and I, of course, didn't like that, and we threw off our sport coats and ran down out of the press box, down the steps, hopped over the glass, jumped into the players' bench and started taking the hockey sticks and started jabbing and throwing at the guys that they were ganging up on Steve, trying to hit him in the head or throwing javelins at him, spear chucking at him.
How's it going, Dave? How's the signing going?
Awesome.
Moving some book?
If I could only figure out how to sign more than my name, it would go a little faster.
His most recent visit to Minnesota was motivated by a book he penned with local author Ross Bernstein.
Dave clearly is the featured draw here today, so I'm living vicariously through him for a few moments. You know, just about every other person, you know, gets his autograph and they go, "Who's that guy?"
Take care.
Yeah,
God
I will.
bless.
God bless you too.
Yeah, okay.
It's been quite a life for a kid who grew up just liking to compete, liking his friends, liking his high school. So the kid from Humboldt's had a pretty good run.
It's been a blast. You know, like I said, when I moved to the west side and grew up here, it was a great life, got great friends I still come back to, still keep in touch with, from my coaches to my school buddies, and then I look back, and that's what the book has allowed me to do, is reflect and just say, boy, what a blessing I've had in life, the way things have gone.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.